In the classroom, you're going to see all sorts of classes. And the one we're going to be working on today is business systems and growth ops, or AI powered business systems. It has two different names. So, how many of you are? We've got two different platforms we're working on. How many of you are using ChatGPT as your primary? How many of you using Gemini as your primary? How many of you are indifferent? So I'm using ChatGPT Pro. So if my output isn't the same as yours, it might simply be that I'm using Pro and you're not. And just like any technology, don't pay for it until you're using it. If you're a KW agent, which you all are, if you log into Gemini with your KW credentials, you have Gemini Pro for free. So ChatGPT or Gemini, you should be able to get the same results depending on what you've taught it to do. All right? Any questions there? All right. So let's get the show on the road. Go to school.com, SKOOL.com, and I'm going to let Faith, here we go. Does anyone need help navigating to that website? All right. I'm going to go to the classroom, and then this is class 1. So I'm going to start here, business systems and growth ops. What I love about this is it's starting to put the framework where you're learning. Now you know what system to use. You're understanding the language, how to speak to AI. If you did not catch that class last week, I would encourage you go into the classroom here and look at the mastering the language of AI, where we set it up to know your mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. And so now everything AI is creating for you is seen through, come on in, is seen through that lens. It's speaking as if it understands your mission, your vision, your value, your beliefs. So this is for, instead of winging listing appointments, sending market updates, or if you felt like you were ever behind, I am here to tell you you're going to take away at least one tool here that 99% of agents don't know about, and it's going to save you hours. All right. So, how many of you have not heard of Gamma? You've never heard of Gamma. How many of you have heard of Gamma? All right. So, this is about to change the lives of 5 of you today. It's a big deal. You have to wait. I'm not giving away the secrets. All right. So, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 5 on your current listing presentation? If you got a text right now and say, will you come list my house at 4 o'clock today? How many of you would get out, would continue to stay through this class, get in your car and head straight there and feel confident? How many of you could feel more confident? All right. So the goal here is we're going to create a 2-part listing presentation. And back in the day, when I first got into real estate, I heard people talk about this, do a pre-listing and then the listing presentation. I always thought that's overkill. That's too much work. Now, let me say it this way. If your appointment is not in the next 12 hours, there's likely time for another agent to swoop in. So if they book an appointment with you or discuss wanting to list with you, and you can get something in their hands within an hour, it's going to separate you from all the other agents. So we're going to prepare a pre-listing package that will be evergreen, meaning you can send this to any client whenever you're ready to list their home. And then we're going to take that same presentation and make it property specific, running the comps and doing all of that. So we're also going to switch gears and do the same thing. Come on in. Welcome. We're going to do the same thing for our buyer's presentation. And then we're going to talk about a simple market update prompt that you can then ask AI to repeat every week. It will send you an email or a push message, a push notification, so that you can send that market update to your seller or clients or whoever every single week. And then for you overachievers, you can have it turn it into a 30-second video script that you can read every Monday and then push out on social media. All right. So we're going to turn market data into a story with your market update. And then we're going to create the automation. Now, a word on automation. When you hear automation, what comes to mind? It does it without you, what was the rest of that? Needing to prompt it. One-time setup, and then it does it automatically. So I don't want us to create using an AI bot for AI automation. So an AI bot would create it, analyze it itself, push it out, and you will never set eyes on it. The challenge with that is you are in an industry where you are a licensed individual and AI can't go to jail. So all the tools that I teach you in here, we're going to create automations where the final step or the second to last step is you putting your eyes on it, approving it, and having the opportunity to modify or adjust as needed before you send it out. So we can create robots and all those types of things, and it's going to take more time, and it creates more of a liability. So there are some industries where that might work. However, for us, we want to put our personalities in it. So we're going to be using Gamma today. So a couple things up on your screen, you need to be logged into Skool, Skool. For those of you who have just come in the room, skool.com/myscald, Skool.com. Create a login because every time I put a video or an update, it's going to be there. I know that's hard to see up there. skool.com/myscald. And my whiteboard is sadly. And create your account in there. And then if you have a friend that comes in the class, let them know. So if you go to the classroom here and then go to class 1, these are the documents we're going to need for this class moving forward. So I'm just giving you all a second to create your account, and then I will approve you. And I had a couple questions about tech setup. So I will put this mic, I'll create a post where I will put this mic, the tripod, the gimbal, and all of those things on. So I think it's a good setup. Everything I'm using right here is less than $200 total. So it should work. And I have an iPhone 14. Even though this is USB-C, I discovered it's also Bluetooth. So it'll work for everyone. All right. Is anyone still waiting to get in to Skool? It's going to be everything you can imagine. So you can see the slides right here. You're very welcome. All right, I'm going over here. All right, anyone need me to approve them to get into Skool? This will be, so those of you who are already in another tab, pull up ChatGPT, and then another tab, Gamma, GMMA, .app. Yes, ma'am. Is that something we have for free? Not Gamma, but I believe you get 8 slides for free. So that should all be in there. All right, so let's go to the classroom and let's pull up the first class, AI series, class 1, business systems. And there's a section here in the classroom that says resources and links. And I want you to go to the prompt library. Hello, come on in. Prompt library. And you'll see this. This is your, all right, your cheat sheet. Hello, welcome, come on in. This is your cheat sheet. So we're going to start with an evergreen listing presentation. In classroom, it's class 1 business systems and growth ops. You can just put, hello, Kevin, let me in, and I will approve you. That might be new. Well, thanks, Skool. All right. So classroom, business system and growth ops, prompt library. So here's our cheat sheet. Let me know when it goes through and I'll go back. I don't just give all this for free. I need to know who you are. Class 1. On my screen, it's the second class. All right. I think half the battle is getting logged in. And once we do, we're good to go. All right. Are you in my group? So search for me. Type in Skald, SKALD.
SK what?
ALD. That's me.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
There you go. All right. Anyone else? Are we all on the same page? Are we good? All right. So let's pull up the prompt library. So weekly market update is prompt 1. Prompt 2 is evergreen listing presentation. Prompt 3 is property specific listing. And then prompt 4 is buyer presentation. And then prompt 5 is market update workflow. So Let's start with prompt 1, weekly market update. So let's look at this. You are an experienced, yes, ma'am. Here, let me come over here. Courtney, Jason, Shantae, welcome. All right. You are an experienced real estate copywriter. All right. So the reason we're doing this, we want AI to know who they are. All right. We are telling them you're going to operate as if you're a real estate copywriter and market analyst helping me write clear client facing updates. I'm a residential realtor in, you're going to put in your city. My ideal clients are, you're going to put what your client is that you're looking for and the time frame of the data. So here are my MLS stats and notes. Analyze only this information and ignore any generic national data. Now, just like anything in this world, has AI changed in the last 5 days? Yes. 5 hours. 24 hours. Now, instead of going to the MLS, searching for the stats, copying it, and pasting it in here, what might you do differently? Tell ChatGPT to find it. Now, if you wanted to get hyper local, what is a great farm area around here? Give me a, so let's start with River Oaks. I'm a residential realtor in Houston, Texas. My ideal clients are luxury, over 750,000. I want you to pull market data from the River Oaks area of Houston within the last 90 days. That's how you would say that. So let's take this. So what I want you to do, identify the 3 to 5 most important trends in this data in plain English and explain why these trends matter for homeowners and buyers. And this is what I want you to create. A clear, plain language email to my database. All right. Summarizing what's happening and what my clients should do now. Second one, a 30-second vertical video script I can record for social media. And the third, a short social media caption that has 3 to 5 relevant hashtags that I can paste with the video. Okay, come on. So I want it to write it in first person as if you were me, and then tell it who you are if it doesn't remember you. Tone is confident, calm, conversational. Reading level, I've learned that saying a 7th to 8th grade reading level works because we want it to sound conversational. We don't want it to sound too verbose, and want it to communicate. Reading, and then avoid fear-based language, focus on clarity and guidance. All right, so then output format, email, video script, social caption. So watch me, I'm gonna do this and show you what this looks like, and then you will follow me. So I took that prompt, I just copied it. So I'm a residential realtor in city of, where am I? Houston, Texas. My ideal clients are luxury market over 750K. Time frame of the data lasts 30 days. Now, market data. Instead of here are my MLS stats, review all market data for sold, closed, active, pending homes in the River Oaks area of Houston, Texas for the past 30 days. All right, do you see how I modified it? For the past 30 days. Analyze only this information and ignore any generic national data. Okay, and then it says paste this in. I'm just going to take that part out and delete it. I want it to identify 5 most common trends. And then let's see, I want you to create this as if you were me, and I am Kevin Jones. All right, output format, clear headers, video script, social caption. All right, I'm using ChatGPT 5.2 in thinking mode. You can use instant. So let me tell you a little bit about the difference between instant. Instant is going to search and then give you the output. Thinking mode is going to determine what it's going to give you, and then it's going to check its sources. I find as a professional, using something like thinking mode is much more helpful. Pro, for something like this, Pro I wouldn't say is absolutely necessary. However, Pro is going to take longer than thinking. Thinking is going to take longer than instant. All right, so let's send it out and let's see what it comes up with. So you can see it's searching for River Oaks in Houston. It's going through Redfin. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Where it says, you want to sit over here? I promise not to spit when I talk. At least do my best. I said analyze only this information and ignore any generic national data. I don't want it to go and say Houston area is seeing significant whatever. I want it to give me only what pertains to River Oaks because that's where we're searching. Accept your request. Yes. Let me go back over here. All right. If you are just coming in, I have all these prompts. Are you? Oh, okay. You can help. All right. So let's look at this automation versus creating a bot. We want to put our eyes on it. River Oaks Trends, most recent 30-day window, latest full month closed. Prices are holding strong at the top end. Median closed sales price was 2.2 million, up 5.9% year over year. That's pretty good. Homes are taking time but not stalling. Median days on the market is still 53 days. That's impressive. And I think is in this price point, are interest rates affecting buyers as much as they are in the 3, 4, 5s? No. Typically, someone who's spending $2, $5, $20 million on a home understands the ups and downs of industry, and they also understand that even a 6% interest rate is going to be way greater than a return they're going to get on any stocks, especially if we're at a 5.5%. What did it say? 5.9 year over year increase. Okay. So their interest rate was for holdings until it starts to increase. So active inventory is meaningful. 63 active listings, 17 pending right now. Closed volume is steady, up. 46 homes closed in December of 2025. That's pretty good. So why this? You can win at a strong price. Expect buyers to compare options. For buyers, you have leverage on many homes. Room below asking, not terribly below asking though, but the best homes still move faster. Strategy is key. Be patient. So here is your email that has drafted. And again, given that it understands you and your language and how you speak, this should sound like you. Here's what hey friends, Kevin Jones here. Here's what the River Oaks market is telling us right now. Prices are staying strong, homes are selling. If you're thinking about selling, this is a market where the winners are the homes that are winners are the won and show like a magazine. The goal is to create urgency early because chasing the market with price drops usually costs you time and leverage. If you're buying, you don't have to overpay on every home. With more options, you can negotiate smartly. All right. If you're buying, if you want a quick private conversation, hit reply. Okay. How do you feel about this output? What would you change about this email?
You mean the output that it gave you?
Did it give you accurate information
Well, you have to check.
from what you know or what you understand of the market? Does it seem fairly reliable? Okay. Is it giving information that people care about? I think your target audience and that price point would care about it. Is it captivating? Is it something they see the email pop up, they're stopping everything they're doing and they're reading it?
I think it's too much.
Too much information. So okay. So create a high energy, shorter and concise of the email that lends people to reach out to me for all the details. Something like that. All right, while it's creating that, let's look at our video script. Okay, who wants to read this in their best influencer voice?
Prices are holding strong. The most recent full month numbers show a median close around 2.2 million, up about 6% year over year. Homes are taking about 7 to 8.
All right, so again, is it accurate? Yes. Is it giving us information that is important? Yes. Now, if you set this to automatically send to everyone every week, what else are you automatically doing? What would you ask it to do with the video? Content is okay. The delivery is a little snoring. How would you adjust it?
Maybe a cute. Let me scratch that word. But maybe like a nice video.
Okay.
Could ChatGPT create like a video where they can click? Like you can like the clicks for people clicking the video. To get
Think so? So let's read the email. Let's do the same thing for the video. Email, hey friends, Kevin Jones here. Quick River Oak snapshot for the last 30 days. Prices are holding, homes are still selling, negotiations normal. There are plenty of options. If you're thinking about selling, here's your sentence. If you're buying, here's your sentence. Reply River Oaks, and I'll give you all the deets. Okay, so we're on a scale of 1 to 10, we're ranked the first email. All right, where would you rate this one? Okay, so, and this is kind of the generic output. Now you can, I want you to be more like me by using this tone or whatnot. So what I want it to do now is take the video script and turn it into a high energy video walkthrough where I am walking through a property in River Oaks and around the community in River Oaks. I want fast cuts between takes and a great compelling hook at the very beginning so people at least 35 seconds of this video. All right, so what did you hear in my correction to the video? I need a hook. All right, the reason you do this is because it was not captivating enough at the beginning, right? Boom, boom. So we need something a lot more. So here we go. High energy video script. So on camera, walking up to the front door. River Oaks is moving right now. And if you're buying or selling over 750K, you need to see this. All right, a little better. Front elevation, matured trees. Look at this street. This is why River Oaks is River Oaks. Prices are holding strong at the luxury level. Buyers are still paying for the right home. But here's the shift. Buyers are picky. They're comparing homes line by line. So what I like about it, when you tell it something like this, it'll tell you, I need a kitchen close-up. I need you to walk into the primary suite. I need to see the closet and the bathroom. So it tells you what shots you're going to take. Now, if you set up your camera like this in the corner of the room, you can say, let's see, and negotiation is normal again. You look at the camera and you can walk backwards, you can walk towards it. And as you do the camera's following you, you don't have to hire a photographer. You don't have to hire another person. All right. The $120 for this is probably cheaper than what it would cost you to pay. So next week, I'll tell you how to edit that video. Come for that. I will let you in, Christy. All right. So cut outside translation. If you're selling, still get a strong number, but you've got to hit the market right. And if you're buying, you've got leverage on some homes. Now, a great shot, a great video will, all right. Now, a lot of videos are watched in a public with the volume off. So you make sure there's captions. So whatever is happening visually, I mean, no one's disagreeing with me. You're all agreeing with me. You're just not saying object. Didn't hear that one. So make sure your captions, there's always captions. And I tend to want to put my own captions in so I can review them, because if they just use automatic captions, it might not understand your special flavor of speech, which I get corrected on all the time because I'm from text. All right. Now, where would you rate the first video script? 1 to 10. Well, 1. Where would you rate this? 7. Okay. So what would you do differently? If I gave you this script and I said, I want you to turn this into your script, what would you change personally about this to make it work for you? Okay. I want you to shorten this.
maybe 37.
Okay. What else? This is perfect. Okay. Yeah. Oh, very good. Give us a action. Okay, great. Well, no, thanks for the video. Now what? What was that? If you want to know more about this and other properties in the area, shoot me a DM right now and let's get you on your way. Welcome. There's some seats over here. Say that again. Okay, so break it up. So what do we call, if you were in my class week, what do we call that? The person you're talking to? What is who are they? Your target audience, your avatar. Who is your avatar? So my avatar is first-time home buyers, FHA with a score of 500. No, my avatar is a jumbo loan client. Yeah, they're putting 40% down on a $5 million home. That's my avatar. Is Kevin being silly and sarcastic with his mullet attract jumbo loan people? Might I need to put on a jacket when I do this walkthrough?
Jacket.
And I need to speak to them. Did you know that homes in River Oaks are yada, yada, yada? So I want you to think you are speaking to one person, one avatar. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell the masses all about River Oaks. No, I want you to know what's happening in River Oaks. And this is me having a conversation with you. How does that feel? So, what's different in your tone? Because are you delivering the news tonight or are you trying to engagement with one person? Yeah, when was the last time you watched a TikTok video with 7,000 other people at the same time? Right? So it's about talking to that one avatar. All right? And then it has your, what I like about this is your shot list. Now, you could walk the shots. Maybe you don't have a gimbal. Take all the video shots, put all the shots together, and then just do a voiceover. All right? It doesn't have to be super complicated. I might be able to even tell this, create me a CapCut template that I can plug everything into with all the transitions done. But we're getting crazy. We're getting crazy. Just ask and you shall receive. All right. So let's go into school classroom. Let's take the first one. So we've got four projects we're doing today. This is the first one. So take that prompt, at prompt one, I want you to copy it and paste it in ChatGPT, and I want you to get the output. And I'm recording everything so you can get back to the video if you're. Sometimes it's good to sit in the first class and just let me watch, let me observe. So right now is your working time. Has anyone already done this? Were you doing this in real time? All right. So, okay, go for it. So when I pasted that here, I'm a residential realtor in city description, last 30 days, and then identify market data. Here are my MLS stats. I took that part out and I said, research all the MLS data for River Oaks in Houston, Texas. And so those of you that were in the language of AI class, this is where those skills start to come. Like, all right, I want to tweak it. All the tweaks. I hope to give you good ideas for this. You can rip off and duplicate everything I give you. However, know how to put your own voice. So I'm a residential realtor. My ideal client, yada, yada, yada. Review all market data for sold, closed, active pending homes in the River Oaks area of Houston. That's what I added in there. All right. So just say I didn't put MLS. I just put data. So it went to Redfin, it went to Realtor.com, it went to Zillow, it went to HCAD. Now there's an API for you to plug in here to connect it to the MLS, and let's not overcomplicate it right now. Let's just focus on this. How are we doing so far? Let's see if this thing will it follow me all around the room? Almost. Oh yes, SKOOL. Do you have an iPhone? Do you have T-Mobile or AT&T? As long as it's not Verizon. Just kidding. That was so last week. Obviously, there's some pain here in the second row. All right, friends, how are we? The next part is going to change your life.
I guess this technology is not going away.
That's one of those things. Like we can't put our head in the sand. And I think where you are in your we can't hide from the fact that with social media is it is a major contributor to our success. So I think for me, there's a lot of pieces that I don't know how to use. However, I have learned what they are and that they exist. So when the time comes for me to need to know it, I at least am from this, unconscious incompetence level to a conscious incompetence level. I know this technology exists. I don't know how to learn. However, what I found is I can use ChatGPT to teach me how to use it. Like if you look at my chats from earlier today, let's see, headshot creation. Was Anderson Cooper? No, he was a Vanderbilt, right? How do I get labels for 18163 in Google Docs? Like, Kevin, you know how to do these things. But earlier I was like, what are the hand gestures I need to use, to use my gimbal? My microphone light's not blinking blue, it's blinking green. What is I think once you learn how to communicate with AI, then AI will teach you a whole lot more. All right, what are you seeing with your outputs right now? Okay. Oh yeah. And could you do, I want to find 10 small businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, social places, and email for each of those businesses that I can do in a 10-month email campaign. And then now when you're lead generating, hey, Kevin, let's go to this great coffee house in the Heights on Friday. You're connecting with me in your database. You're also do some content there, create a video, post that. But I think that's great because when I see your emails, I am seeing, all right, she knows about the Heights. She knows about, different restaurants. It's not so much, I know what the median home sold for. I know the best places for cold brew or any kind of brew, right? The best quesadilla is this side of 610. I mean, I would open that email, wouldn't you? All right. Who needs another minute? All right. Are you ready to build out your evergreen listing presentation? Okay, great. I broke the internet. Look at that.
In this class, there will be another class on how to prompt ChatGPT to make
I believe. Okay, February 19th. We're going to do long video. So that'll be on your computer and teach you how to create templates using ChatGPT. And then I may adjust the class on Canva content creation to using Sora to create AI generative videos. Was that the consensus? Me to do that? All right. So let's go to this and let's look at prompt 2. So ring, ring, ring. Hey, Kevin, I need to list my $3 million house and I'm going out at 8 o'clock. Come over at 4. Absolutely, I can. Here's my pre-listing package. I'll see you in 2 hours. This is what we're creating right now. If I had about this, had this existed 10 years ago when I got in the business, man, that would have saved me a ton of work. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to copy this prompt. This is prompt 2, evergreen listing presentation. So I'm going to paste it in here and I'm going to show you what it says. It says, you are a real estate marketing strategist and presentation designer. The goal, help me create an evergreen listing presentation I can use with almost any seller and then turn into a slide deck in Gamma. All right. So who am I? Use the information. Instead of putting my info, I'm going to say, use the information you already know about me, Kevin Jones, as agent in Houston. Okay. Now, if ChatGPT doesn't know who you are because you don't use it very much, then you need to go in and put your name, your brokerage, and all of those things. Okay. Niche. Now, if you were in our class last week, we taught AI who we were, and we taught it what our niche was, what our market area was, what your mission, vision, values, and beliefs. If you haven't done all, okay, to be wrong, you can go in here and fill out that information. I thought that was funny. I didn't think that was funny. My love language is sarcasm. All right. So this is what I want. Create a complete outline for evergreen listing presentation with these sections: a welcome and who I am, my team resources, goals as a seller, the home selling roadmap, step by step, my marketing plan, pricing strategy and positioning, local market snapshot, what past clients say, next steps, call to action. And for each slide, give me 2 to 5 bullet points of suggested content, a couple sentences. I want this to be confident, professional, and easy to understand. If you've never done this in Gamma, this is going to change your life. So if you've not done this in Gamma, this is going to change your life. All right, I'm about to save you hours. So return the outline as a numbered list of slides like this. Slide 1, point 1, point 2. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and send. Now, while this is creating, I'm going to go into gamma.app, gmma.app. And I've gone in and created a style guide. And what color is my style guide? Like a blue and green. So when you do it, it won't look like this. But I'm going to go to create new AI. And over here, I'm going to paste in text. Now, you could tell Gamma what kind of presentation you're looking for, and it would generate it like ChatGPT. But who do you think is going to know more information about you, Gamma or ChatGPT? That's absolutely. That's why I use ChatGPT for this. So let's go back. Welcome. Let's get your home sold. Here are the bullets. My job is to help you sell for the money. Are y'all paying attention? This is going to change your life. And the best time frame. Today we'll cover your goals, Thanks for having me. My goal today is who I am, Jones, speaker notes. I might say remove all speaker notes. What you can expect from me, my team and resources, your goals is this picture, the home selling roadmap, whatever, step 1, step 2. Now, you may have a pre-listing presentation. Simply take that, dump it in here to ChatGPT and say, make this better, make this better. In bold, how many of you did bold this last round? We give you a couple. I think we give you Cody's listing presentation. So what I did before is I took all of those PDFs, I dropped it in Chat, and it said, give me the best of all of these 3, and it created an outline for me. So watch this. I've got 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 slides. I'm just going to say remove speaker notes. That might be way too many slides. Okay. I want you to see what's possible. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Now, this is not a walkthrough. Like, welcome to my vacation. Click, click. This is something you're going to send to them. Back in the day, we used to put this on paper, could you imagine? And then we would hand it to them at their door and say, I know I'm not supposed to be here until 4 o'clock, and we would drop off a pre-listing presentation. So in this scenario, we are going to send them. So watch this. I've got 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 slides. I'm just going to say remove speaker notes. That might be way too many slides. I want you to see what's possible. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Now, this is not a presentation that you're going to walk through. Welcome to my vacation. Click. This is something you're going to send to them. Back in the day, we used to print this on paper. Could you imagine? And then we would hand it to them at their door and say, I know I'm not supposed to be here until 4 o'clock. And we would drop off a pre-listing presentation. So in this scenario, we are going to send them a link. Yes, ma'am. Oh, can I send you what? Oh, you will always be accepted. All are welcome. Lita, congratulations. You are accepted. So let's look at this. I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to copy the entire outline. Are you ready to change your life? Some of you already know what's about to happen. So I'm going to go to paste in text. I'm back in gamma.app. And guess what I'm going to do here? I'm going to paste in the text. All right. And if you went in here and you said, that's too many, I need a space right here. If you just do dash, boom, well, that didn't work. There we go. Dash, it will split that into an additional slide. All right, just get to it, Kevin. All right, so I pasted everything. And now I've got a couple options down here. I can generate from my notes, I can summarize this, or I can preserve it exactly. Which would y'all like to do, A, B, or C? All right, let's do A. Let's generate it from our notes. Now, once we go in here, you'll have some options. I can have the text be minimal, concise, or detailed. I'm going to make it concise. I don't want it to be too verbose. I want to have them wanting more. All right, I don't want to give them everything. Right, it knows we're writing for home sellers. It's going to be professional, personable, and then output language. Which language? So if you were going to save this link on your phone, how many of you need an additional language than English? So have your Spanish version, your English version, your sarcastic version, whatever you need, have the flavor that your tongue desires. Now, my image source, you can do a couple different things. It can just pull stock photos. I like to have everything kind of visually connected, cohesive. So instead of stock photos, I do illustrations. Zootype. It can generate AI images, and I will tell you the AI images are so much better than they used to be. However, let me show you what it'll do with illustrations. And the thing about it is I want a mid-century line drawing. What is his name? For Hitchcock, you know how there's a silhouette. I want it to be simple mid-century line drawings for everything. And it'll do that for you. But right now it has 10 cards. It's going to be more than 10, but let's generate this. All right, hold your breath. I can show you the world. Let's get your home sold. All right, so welcome to your personalized Listing consultant, my mission is simple. Help you sell your home for the most money in the best time frame. Kevin Jones, this is why you need me. How I work, strategy. So you're getting all of these slides over here on the left. What can you expect from my team and resources? You see the line drawings that it's creating. Understanding your goals, what actually sells homes. Now, if you create a style guide in here, and then I go in and I only add property specific information, you can stick with the free version of Gamma that only does 10 slides for free to your pre-listing marketing packet that's evergreen for 10 slides, and then add this to it. All right, so this made everything concise. Let's present this. All right, so it didn't make 24 slides, so not everything is in here. Now, your Houston market, I sold over 500 homes. I didn't tell it that. How did it know that? I told it who I was a long time ago. Yes, it's in the school. Now that you're part of us. Now, some of these slides will be longer than the screen, so you can scroll within the slide. I specialize in serving luxury home sellers and buyers who expect and deserve exceptional service. All right? How I work. Data-driven pricing, premium presentation, consistent follow-through. And if I were to look at this and say, no, I'm not consistent with my follow-through, I just delete that. So if it doesn't sound like you, don't put it here. When I first got in the business, I paid $50 for someone's 1,000 point marketing strategy. And then I got it. I don't do any of these things. And none of them matter. Now, but what I didn't have to do is I didn't have to pick this picture and determine that the bottom was going to be gradient and make sure that it wasn't grainy. I didn't have to pick the font. I didn't have to pick the colors. I didn't have to line up these 3 boxes. Does that make sense? Now, everything needs to go through your eyes first. Now, you spend the time on this pre-listing presentation. I'll show you how to send it in a minute. However, you can go in and adjust. All right, I don't really do follow through, so I'm going to just delete that. All right, I love dogs. So I wouldn't really do that. Don't do that. What you can expect from me, my team and resources. Now, understanding your goals as a seller, what actually sells homes, the home selling roadmap, the entire plan of selling your home. Let's look at this slide. So you can sit in the slide. All right. Pre-list strategy that sets you up, your next steps, and then we're ready to go. Did you learn something useful in the last 4 minutes? So hello, welcome. So now we have our pre-listing package. You can add more things. I've gone in and taken my Google reviews and copied those, and put those in. Now I can share it here. I can copy this link and then I can share this presentation to anyone. Bye, Jason. So you can now share this link with anyone. Now, the other thing you could do is, let me go back in here to Gamma, create new AI. I'm going to go back to paste in text. However, instead of doing a slideshow presentation, I want to build a web page. And you can create this web page and it will host it. And then you can have a property specific website. So that wasn't what I wanted. Let me take this, if I can copy. When I did the copy before, I don't think it pulled everything. Come on. All right. Copy, paste. I want it to build a website, generate from my notes, continue to the prompt. So when it builds a website, I really like the website. I feel like it's professional. It looks like you're going to an Apple website or Google or something pretty professional. Now, you might not like the Kevin Black or blue, green, but this is the website.
How you pay for it? It's a monthly membership?
Now, I think you can get 8 to 10 slides for free. So you can do as many projects as you want as long as they're 8 or 10 slides. And then I pay, I think, $20 a month, unlimited. But since I teach this a lot, I actually built out, we need to sign in for CE credit. I built out all my CE classes for all of these that I'm teaching here and made all the slides here, submitted those slides to Trek. Saved a ton of time. I think so.
He's like, why can't
Why
yeah,
can't
I mean, first you said once and that's going to work for all your presentation and later on you can use that create slide.
So what I would say is use the free version and make your slideshow and then determine if you want to ever use it again. And then if you find yourself using it more and more, pay for it.
So whatever ChatGPT generates, it's going to condense it to the no more than 10.
Correct. So you can see up here, there's a publish button. So I will be able to publish this. Those of you who are nerds, you could always put this on your website or have a link on your website, kevinjones.com/listing, and then it'll point to this. You don't have to worry about that right now, but let's look at it. I'm going to publish the website. So this will be on the internet forever. And now I'm going to view the website. So Kevin Jones Real Estate and all these wonderful words. This is my published website. So as I scroll through it, things pop up. It's pretty simple. Doesn't that look good? So what I can do is how deep do you want me to go? Because I could get, okay. I can go to share and I can embed, just snippet to embed your gamma into any website and put that on your home website, your KW website. I could export all of the HTML and put it in an HTML snippet on my website. I know that could be above our heads, however, it will create the code for you to put this on your website. After it posts, yep, yeah. Ashley sells, Houston homes, and then publish. Oh yeah. As things change, and it says, Ashley sells homes. I typed in Houston homes. There, edits. You can change that. So if you link it to your website forever, you can go in here and you can have a River Oaks one. You could have a Heights. You could have a generalized listing presentation. All right. So, yes, sir.
Can you create a web page for a listing?
Yes, we're about to. All right. So are you ready to build yours? All right. Okay. So I'll give you a couple options. I can show you now how to do a property specific one, or we can take some time and you can recreate this on your own. All right. Who wants to take the time to recreate it on their own right now? Who wants me to go into property specific so you can learn that? Okay. So let's do property specific. All right. I'm recording this and I break it into snippets just for you. All right. So let's go over here. So let's go to har.com. So I can use my home as an example. Okay. So someone have an active listing. All right. So let's with that. Please wait while we connect you to Matrix. I've read this. Okay.
So 5857 East Post Oak Lane.
Let's see. Of course. Search. All right. Tell me again. 50 what?
5857.
Post Oak. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm something a little bit different, but let's look at it. Let's look at the prompt library. So we're going to do a property specific listing module. So what I'm taking is you're a listing specialist creating a property specific section I will plug into my evergreen listing presentation. I already have an evergreen listing deck. I now need a short customized section for this property. And then I'm going to actually copy the listing information that we currently have. And I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to pull right from the MLS, and then I'm going to go to Realist and pull everything from the county website. I'm going to post both in. Now, if you haven't listed this property, you don't have an MLS listing for it. You would take this straight from, so let me take this and let me show you what it's going to do. In here, I'm going to paste this in. This is the prompt that I gave you. Now, over here in Matrix, I'm going to do Command A. I'm simply going to select the entire page. And I don't care if it got all this ChatGPT smart. They're going to know he didn't mean to give me all that. But here, let me weed through his.
So if you just add the list number, it wouldn't recognize all that information?
So part of the problem is, think of it, HAR is the catalyst. It's where we put our listings, and then they go to Redfin, then they go to all those other websites. We don't have control over those, but we do have control over HAR. Have you ever made an update to one of your listings and then your client was like, Zillow doesn't show the price reduction? Like, I don't have anything to do with Zillow. So that's why I like to go right into HAR. You could have told it, search everything you can find about this property. And the other thing I would do here is I'm clicking on tax, and I'm going to click on realist tax just because I'm an old dog and that's what I like. I know what I like. So this is all the information from the appraisal district. You might not need all of this on the MLS. However, Command A, Command C, copy it. I'm going to come over here and paste it in. And then I could actually put do online search for anything else about this property that will help it stand out in my presentation. Now, it's going to give me a slideshow for this property. One thing I didn't do, I didn't run comps. I didn't pull comps, and I could run comps and give it those. I simply presenting this to the seller. This is personal, just the way I operate. I will look at prices in the neighborhood. However, I will not come up with a set price until I'm sitting with a client at the dining table and I run comps with them. So I'm learning what they're learning. Now, if you don't feel that confident in your ability to navigate please, by all means, pull your comps, work on your comps. And if you've not listed many homes, have someone review them. Send them to me. I'll review them. However, I just lived life dangerously. So I like when I involve the seller in coming up with the price, they feel more part of the process. And I tell them, I have chosen not to look at any comps so we can do this together because I don't want you to think I came in here with a set price in mind. Let's determine this together because we're a team. That's how I can show up at a listing appointment in 30 minutes without any preparation. All right, so let's take this. I'm not even going to read this. Let's go over here into Gamma and let's create a property specific. So I want you to think of all these line drawings. If the listing was already up like it is, and you're going to do an open house for his listing, do this exact same thing and then take out the line drawings and just take the MLS pictures and put them in. It's not going to do that automatically. And then set this up on the TV in the living room and have this slideshow running throughout your... All right, so I'm going to paste in text everything here, and it's going to create a presentation and generate from notes or an outline. 10, let's go with 15. I don't know what that's going to do. Let's just see. All right, so this is the information from Post Oak. Remember, ChatGPT gave me an outline, and Gamma is adjusting it a little bit. It's not making anything up. It just might be speaking it in a different tone. That sounded really professional. It just might be speaking it. Devin, do you talk like this all the time? 4 stories of... 4 stories of... Is it 4 story? Is it 4 stories of sophisticated design? Rooftop living. So while it's doing this, I'm going to go over here into Matrix, and I'm going to go to the single line display. I'm going to pull that up. Oh, I'm going to go to listing. I'm smart. And I'm going to save this to my downloads. And then as I'm building out, I'm going to show you how to replace the pictures. All right, highway access, retail and dining, recreation. Now, strategic pricing and positioning. So this is client facing, and once it's built this out, you can say, recreate this as a presentation I can have running during my open house to inform the consumer. Isn't that great? Now, and could you do a voiceover and showcase this video? Just going through the slides, how to do a voiceover. Let me show you how to edit this picture. I double clicked the picture. I'm going to upload an image, and from here, I cleaned up my entire yesterday, so it doesn't have my downloads. Here we go. I haven't figured out. So I'm just going to take this image and just move it over here. Yada yada. Now, well, there we go. That actually looks good with the blue. All right, and then that gradient here, sophisticated 4-level residence in Houston's coveted Uptown North Clave, where contemporary design meets thoughtful luxury living. And if I was a seller and you had sent this to me, I'd be like, I like that. Now, you could use old listing photos for this as well, or you could have your assistant run by and snap a picture. So this would be great for an open house. As you go through this, you can take, all right, it talks about the kitchen, and like I just simply put in those images right there for that. Is this helpful? All right, so let's click here for a second. What are you learning that's going to save you time and help you make money?
For me, what I'm learning is I don't have to outsource a lot of this. This is something that I can just take the time, do myself, leverage the technology, save it, revise it. It's like limits.
How many of you are looking for business? All right, so if you were to create this for me, remind me your name.
Jaime.
Jaime. You're going to create this for Jaime. And you've put together, this is my 7-level open house workbook. And here's a presentation I made for your listing. Hey, Jaime, I just prepared this to present when you let me do an open house Saturday. So what time would you like me to do it? 10 to noon or 12 to 2? And now you might not have the relationship to tell them straight up, hey, I would love to do an open house. This is what I do for my open house. Here's a presentation I've created for you. It would be my honor to present this and put it all week. Now, think about that. We're the largest Keller Williams in Houston.
Yes, we are.
Do we have enough listings for you to do this for? If you don't have a listing, is there a listing you could hold open?
Yep.
If you came to me and you something like this prepared, heck yeah. In the same sense, you get a call for a listing presentation, and I get this website here. I created a website for your property before we meet this evening. Take a look at it, and we'll discuss when I arrive. How many agents are doing that? And if all right, imagine you know all buttons to click. How long would this really take you to do your listing presentation, the evergreen one? Or less. If you had to recreate every single slide and then figure out what font to use, and then I know how to get this, but I don't know how to put that in there. Like, and what do I do for that? Think about all those little details you simply didn't have to do. By the way, my team and I prepared this for you. Take a look, and my team is AI. All right. Now I've done the same thing, pulling all the comps and have it present the comps. So whatever you can now. The next one I'm going to do quick. All right. I want you to, again, moving from unconscious incompetence. I didn't know this existed to now we're putting the training wheels on and we're doing it. Okay. So I'm going to take this buyer presentation and the next thing after this, I'm going to show you right before we leave how to set a market update to be automated. So I'm going to put this in here. Take what you already know about me. And then I'm taking all the bio information out. Here are the tasks I want it to do for my buyer's presentation. So you want to buy a house? Great. There are some things that we need to accomplish before we can go looking at properties. I can meet you this evening at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, take a look at this so that I can answer any questions you have before we meet. Now, if it walks them through the whole process and they're like, I'm ready to sign buyer's representation agreement with you, then you're like, ding, did that. And then if not, you can say, well, let's go through it real quick. And then you can go through the slides. And if you're not as experienced with Buyer's Consult, you don't have to read this verbatim, but each slide gives you a topic to cover because you are educating the buyer. It is helping you stand out. And it's speed to lead. I'm thinking about buying a home over spring break, and a couple agents have reached out to me. Oh, fantastic. Well, let me send you my customized yada yada. Make this for John Smith, who is a veteran, and focus on VA loans when you send the presentation to him. So what I've discovered, you don't necessarily need a specific one. However, you could easily customize this. John Smith, veteran, first-time home buyer. He just got a $4 million bonus. River Oaks, here we come. All right, copy. I'm going to go over here and just let's see what we can do. Gamma, don't film me. All right. Create new, paste in text. Let's do a web page for this one. Generate from my notes. Configure. Are you timing me? Generate. While it's generating, let me see if there's a timestamp on this. It's been like 2 minutes. Make your home buying journey simple and clear. Buying a home should feel exciting, not overwhelming. My goal, that looks just like me. Your advocate, Kevin Jones. I'm a Houston realtor, yada, yada, yada. Represent buyers, strategy first, always. Is there anything in here that you're like, I don't do that? Or maybe there's something in here you're like, this is a good lesson. These are things I should do. All right. Is this helpful? I want you to walk away from every interaction with me with something that you take away that you plant into your business and then tell your friends. Because what else? What's the point of you sitting here for an hour and a half if you're not saving time? And ideally, this just saved you 20 hours. Now, if you don't have a listing, listen, get on social media. I just learned a great listing presentation product, and I would love to test this on someone. Who can I buy coffee for that'll give me 45 minutes to review this with them? I have done that and gotten listings that way. Well, I wasn't thinking about selling until June, but I'll go to coffee so you can show me your new stuff and then just make this up for them. Now, they may not hire you because they're not ready. However, who's at the forefront of their mind when they're having that water cooler conversation? Publish my website, and here's my buyer's presentation online. All right? Yay or nay? CapCut. So in the CapCut class, what I do is I would screen record it and then add the voiceover, or I can do it like this. I use a product called Loom. Hey, John, I know you're in South Africa and you're not going to be here until next week, but I thought I would go ahead and walk you through the home buying journey. So I'm going to give you a link to this video. Feel free to pause at any time and read the fine print. I want you to have absolute clarity before we're looking at homes since you're only going to be here for a week. And this is my pricing strategy, yada, yada, yada. So Loom, Loom. Now it's just created this. I have a link and I can share this with a client immediately. You're like, that was so fun. I have a button at the top of my screen right before it says Emeralds Practice. Right there, that little star. That's Loom. And then I want it removed to style of silence. I can copy this link. I can text it over to Bob the Builder. And you can then see this. Hey, John, I know you're in South Africa and you're not going to be here until next